It is time for my very first project pan finale and wrap up, and I'll also be talking about my 2024 project pan in this video. So 2023 was actually my very first time doing a project pan, and I'm really happy that I feel like I had a pretty successful project pan, especially for being my first one. Before I started the project, I watched a lot of people's videos like Sarah Rose, Kelly Gooch, and Rebecca Morgan, because they have a lot of videos on project pan and like ways to approach it and just ways that they have done it, and I found that super helpful. So I did post an update on my project every 2 months, and I have a whole playlist on that, so if you want to check out those videos and kind of see the progress happen, I'll link that down below for you. So I started my project pan with 14 products, and I had different goals for products kind of depending on what they were. Some of the goals were to finish the product completely or just to hit pan on something. So out of those original 14 products, I hit my goal on 10 of them, and I feel like that is a pretty dang good amount. So for part of this wrap up, I want to go through those 10 products that I did hit my goal on. I'll go over the 4 that I didn't hit my goal on and why, and then we'll talk about 2024. So I started my project with 2 foundations. I had the Urban Decay Hydromaniac Tinted Moisturizer and then the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. And both of these products had quite a lot of use when I started the project. It's not like they were brand new or anything, but the NARS one still took me almost the whole year to finish up. And then I forgot to write down when I actually finished Hydromaniac, but that one took well over half of the year. And that product I felt like I was using so consistently, but I hit my goal on both of those. Next, I hit my goal on the Too Faced Hangover Primer. This was just a really nice hydrating primer, and after I finished that primer, I wanted to roll in another one, so I rolled in the Smashbox primerizer. So I have been focusing on this product for, I want to say, the last 3 or 4 months or so, and this top line up here is when I started the project, and I put a little goal line right there, and I am actually below that goal line, so I'm gonna count that as hitting my goal as well. Next was the Hourglass Ambient Bronzer, and this product took so dang long to hit pan on, even though I would use it every time I put on makeup. So this one is a waffle pan, and I remember seeing like 2 little diamonds in there, and I think I posted on my story, I was like, does this count as pan? And everyone was like, yes. And now I can see like, I don't know, 10 little diamonds or so in the waffle pan. I definitely put a lot of effort into trying to pan this product. I would use it as eyeshadow all the time, and like I said, bronzer pretty much every day. So it did feel really good to hit my goal on this one. And then I had the Sigma Under Eye Color Correcting Duo. I remember I put this one in my project because after watching some people's videos, they said it'd be best to put some easy products into your project. Things that like you probably will hit pan on or finish just because you do naturally use them a lot. So I put this one into my project. It was kind of my go-to under eye corrector. I do think it's an amazing color corrector, and I hit my goal on that. And then I also finished a second one last year as well. So I truly do love that color corrector. I'm currently working on an e.l.f. color corrector though, just to kind of switch it up, but that Sigma one is great, and I think it's cool that I got to finish 2 of them last year. And then we have the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. So I actually had 2 shades in my project pan. I had vanilla and custard, and at the time of starting my project, there was still quite a lot of product left of these, and I didn't really think I would finish them up last year, but I did. And after completely finishing those and going a few weeks without them, I really missed them. So I actually ended up repurchasing both of the shades. And this product truly is my go-to spot concealer for my acne, especially right now. I just started tretinoin, so my skin is freaking out, and this is like a lifesaver for me right now. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of that goal of finishing 2 pot concealers. I had the Kosas Brow Pot Pencil in there, and I did completely finish that one. And that one was pretty easy to do, but it did take a really long time to go through that pencil, and that was the only brow pencil I used for months. I think it took me around, I want to say 8 months to finish it, and I really liked using it, but I was so happy once it was finally done. And then I had the Haus Labs Gel Kohl Eyeliner in Punk. Now this is my favorite black liner ever for my waterline. So it's the Haus Labs Gel Kohl Liner in Punk, and it is a kohl liner, and it is the creamiest black liner I have ever used in my waterline, and it lasts a really long time compared to other brands, but I don't think any eyeliner really lasts all day in the waterline. Anyways, the reason I put that one in my pan is because it's kind of getting discontinued by Haus Labs. It's on Amazon right now for, I want to say like $8. Like they keep discounting it, and I know eventually it's not going to be available anymore. So I had 3 of these in my collection, and I just thought that was ridiculous. Like I felt like I was hanging on to them. Why did I need 3 of the same exact black liners, even though I did love it? So I put it in my project. I said I'm going to finish one, and I did. And it only took about 6 months to finish, but it was used before I started the project. But that was super satisfying, and now I'm thinking, should I put this one in my project? I wasn't planning on doing it, but now that I just pulled it out of my drawer, maybe. I also put in the Rare Beauty highlighter in Exhilarate, and I started the year with this one in my project, and I did hit my goal of hitting pan on it pretty easily. This is my go-to highlighter. And then I think it was a couple months after that I decided to put the other shade that I have in my project as well, and this is Enlighten, and I hit that goal as well. So this is my favorite highlighter. I literally only reach for these two highlighters. I tend to mix them a lot, which is why I think it was pretty easy to hit pan, but it just makes me super happy to see two highlighter pans in my collection. Like honestly, I couldn't tell you the last time I had a highlighter pan before I tried doing a project pan. Oh, I almost forgot. One of the most important goals that I hit this year, in my opinion, is the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude Lip Liner. Literally today, guys, I was going to sharpen it and the tip fell out, and it's like this tiny little nub, and I did it. Out of all the pans and goals I hit this year, I think this one makes me the happiest because this was literally the only lip liner I used all year. And you guys know that if you watched any of my tutorials or videos this year, I was wearing this lip liner. So I'm honestly shocked that it took all year to finish it, and even when I started using it, it wasn't completely full. Like, I'll pop up the pictures, you'll see it. So I just think it's really funny, honestly, but I am so happy that I did it. So those were the 10 products that I did hit my goal on. Now let's go over the 4 that I didn't hit the goal. So the first one was the Anastasia Magic Touch Concealer, and I had such high hopes for this concealer going into the project because it was my favorite concealer at the time. I mean, this was last January before the Natasha Denona concealer came out. I was so convinced that I was gonna finish this product, it was gonna be great, and then a couple weeks after I posted that like first project pan video, it was smelling like paint. And once a product smells like paint, you know it has gone bad, so that product had to get thrown away. So I don't really know if I count that as hitting my goal because I had to go in the garbage, so that was kind of disappointing. And then in the beginning of my project, I did put in the Rare Beauty Cream Blush in Nearly Neutral, and I set the goal of panning this completely, and I think about 2 or 3 months into the project, I was like, that's just not realistic for me, and I found it really boring having to dip into the same cream blush every time I do my makeup. And the thing is, like, I don't do my makeup every day. I probably do it 2 to 3 times a week, if anything, and that is something I want to improve on and just kind of have more fun doing my makeup now. And I was just not having a good time reaching for it every day. And in all the other project pan videos I've seen, people are saying like, don't try to hate pan products or don't pan something just for the purpose of panning it. Like, you want to enjoy the process. So I didn't hit my goal on it, so this product went back into my collection, but I think that helped me realize that I would rather have more blush pans in my collection than one panned blush. Does that make sense? Just because I don't do my makeup all the time, I want to spread the love, which is what we'll get into when I talk about this year's project pan. The Haus Labs Blush Quad. Oh my gosh, guys. I tried so hard to hit pan. My goal was to hit pan on these 2 shades right here, and I'll put up the pictures of everything, but on this one mauve shade, this was the one I found myself using most frequently, so I tried to just really go for this blush when I was doing my makeup. And there's a really good like divot in the product, but there is still no pan to be seen. And I have tried really, really hard on this product. Like, I did not give up. I really wanted to hit this in December, and it didn't happen. Part of me really wants to keep going and try to hit that pan, but it's just like so frustrating at the same time that using it this entire year, I didn't even hit pan. And then the last product I didn't hit my goal on was the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. And this product I kind of just gave up on completely. I kind of learned that I didn't like reaching for the same lip product every single time I do my makeup, because I'm the kind of person that will find a lip combo that I really, really like and wear them every single time I do my makeup for like 3 months, and then I'll try to switch it up. So with that Fenty lip gloss, I know I put it downstairs on my purse somewhere, and I just never went back to grab it and bring it back up here. I just didn't really want to wear that color anymore. I think I kind of fell out of love with the color. So I did give up on that product, but you know, that's okay. It taught me that I don't like to reach for the same lip every day unless I like truly want to. Now let's talk about my 2024 project pan and all of my goals. Okay, so like I said, kind of going back to like the Rare Beauty blush, where I said I would rather have more pans in my collection than one panned product. So I think what I want to do this year is kind of spread the love a little bit and do more of a usage goal on specific types of products. And pretty much I want to do it this way with a usage goal just to get more use out of the products in my collection, and I think this will kind of force me to have a rotation of products, which is what I need. I tried doing that like everyday makeup drawer thing that some people like switch up every single month or every single season. I know like Kelly Gooch and Sarah Rose do that, and I could not get in that habit of, you know, first of the month or whatever, just going through everything and swapping it out. So I think by doing my project pan partly this way will help me use more of the products in my collection, and specifically I'm talking about like blushes and bronzers and like primers, kind of base products like that. And I also think this will help me to get rid of some duds in my collection maybe. Like if I have a product in my drawers that I want to roll in and try to use 10 times and I just like cannot get myself to use it, then why am I even holding on to it if I can't get, you know, 10 solid uses out of it? And I do think 10 usage goals for whatever is in the project is a pretty reasonable goal as well, and very achievable, and not like something super intimidating like finishing completely. But I do also have some products in my collection that I do want to pan and try to finish completely and just give some more effort on them really. And I'm starting with just 5 products that I want to finish completely. Again, that just sounds very doable for me. So the first product is the Rare Beauty bronzer stick in the shade Power Boost. Now this was the very first bronzer stick that I bought when like this launched. I remember like it was out of stock for so long and I eventually got my hands on it. And then I ended up acquiring 2 more shades of it. I decluttered one, and the other shade I have is Bright Side, but I want to finish this one because there's only that much product left. It's really not a lot, or it doesn't look like a lot. And then when it's rolled all the way down, like it's down in here. So I've definitely used, you know, maybe an inch of product or so. And I think this will be a pretty easy goal to hit if I do start really trying to use it every single time I do my makeup. And I did use it today, which I usually can't use when I'm pale, but what I did, I just took a little fluffy brush and I just like lightly tapped some onto the brush and then put it on my face. And that kind of gave me a softer, lighter coverage, which is kind of what I need when I'm paler. So I'm excited that I kind of found another way to use this, and I think it's going to be achievable. If I were to put a time on it, I would say 3 months. March. The next product that I want to finish completely is the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop, the liquid version, and I have the shade 5. So I really want to pan this product and just kind of get it out of my collection. I got this when it first launched, which I believe was 2021, so it's getting 3 years old this year, and that's kind of old for a foundation. So like if I don't pan it this year, I'm going to have to declutter it. But the good news is that I have used this product a lot over the past 2 years or so. So it feels like there's not a lot in here. It does feel really low, but here's the challenge. I do also have it in the shade 2, which is my fair shade. 5 is my fake tan shade. And 2, it does feel a lot heavier than 5 because I don't think I like this foundation when I'm fair. I only like it when I'm tan. So I think while I'm trying to pan this one on days like today where I'm fair, I should try to use this, maybe see if I can use it that 10 times, really asking myself if I like it when I'm fair, because maybe I don't. The next product I want to pan completely, and I'm pretty close to finishing, is the Hourglass Veiled Translucent Powder. I did finish the e.l.f. Halo Glow powder last year. That was not in my project pan, but I did finish a translucent powder, and that was really cool. And I'm really low on this one. I took the sifter out about a month or so ago. I had someone comment and ask me how I took the sifter out, and it took me like a few days to do it. Pretty much I just took like a little pair of scissors and just kept like going in at one spot and just multiple times a day to try to get it loose, and eventually it popped out. But it was really hard to do. And again, I really do like this powder. I'm wearing it today all over as a loose powder, and I liked how it looked. I honestly don't know when I bought this. So this is another really old product that just kind of needs to be finished or tossed. And I feel like I have accumulated a few more translucent powders in 2023 that I would like to get more use out of. So I kind of just want to get it out of the way, you know, just because I'm so close to already finishing it. I have decided to put another lip liner in my project pan as something to finish, kind of like how I did the Charlotte Tilbury one. So for this product, I'm putting in the Make It by Mario lip pencil in the shade Smoky Pink. Now I had a couple people ask me like, oh, what are you gonna do once you finish your iconic nude? And I always told everyone like, don't worry, I have so many lip liners that are literally the same color. I just realized I can't swatch this for you because the tip fell out earlier, but promise me they're the same color. And this lip liner is actually a mini too, so I kind of wanted to see how long this would take. If this lip liner took me a whole year, I don't know, we'll see on this one. I am wearing this today and I actually filled in my entire lip with it and I really liked how it looked and how it applied. Like, it was really easy to lay it flat against my lip to kind of fill it in, so I liked that. And then the last product that I want to finish completely is the Smashbox primerizer. So I guess you could kind of call this a roll-in from last year. I think I made really good progress on it in 2023, and again, this is another older product in my collection. They don't even make this exact one anymore in the glass bottle, so again, it's either I finish it this year or it has to go. And this is a really easy primer for me to grab for. It's nice and hydrating, especially now that I'm on tretinoin and my skin is so dry. I need a hydrating primer, so I feel like I should finish this one up pretty quickly. So now for the products that are going to be part of that 10 uses and are going to be like continuously rolled out of the project. I wanted to focus this on base products, so I picked one blush, one highlighter, and one bronzer. Now I've never actually tracked my like tallying a product, right, of how many times I've used it. So I actually just downloaded an app. It's called Counter, and I just wrote the 3 products in here and then you just tap it once you use it. So I actually did use all of these today. One use. So after I use a product 10 times, I will put it back into my collection and then grab another blush, for example. So it could be a cream or powder, kind of whatever I want, just something to use 10 times. And I'm kind of curious to see like how quickly I will rotate through these products after 10 uses, because like I said, I don't do my makeup every single day, but I wonder if this will help me do my makeup more. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, the 3 products that I'm starting with are the Milani Cheek Kiss Blush in the shade Nude Kiss. Again, I am wearing this today. It's just a really pretty kind of rosy pink blush. It's not super neutral, but I do find I can wear it when I'm fair or tan. So I thought this would be a good one to start with, and I feel like I didn't really get much use out of it last year, so I wanted to show it some love. For my bronzer, I picked the Haus Labs bronzer, and I have the shade Light Level 2. So I've had this bronzer in my collection for a while, and you know, last year I was focusing so much on the Hourglass one that I didn't really get to use this much. And I've always had this like mental goal of getting rid of the H in the pan. I don't know if you can see it. It's like, I can still see it. And I want that H to be gone. And I think that'll be gone by 10 uses. And I'm excited to use this one some more. I used it today and I really like how it looked on my skin. Now for highlighter, I'm kind of sad to like set my Rare Beauty ones aside. Like, I'm still gonna keep them in my drawer in front of me, but kind of tell myself I gotta use some other products. So for my highlighter, I picked the Sigma highlighter in the shade Moonbeam. Now this is a pretty light highlighter, but I am wearing it today on my fair skin and I feel like it looks really, really good. I was debating between this shade and Sizzle to start with because I do also love Sizzle, so maybe that one will be next, we'll see. But so my goal is to get 10 uses out of this. I would love to know if you guys did a project pan in 2023 and how did it go. If you're gonna do one this year for the first time, I would also love to know that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.